Welcome everybody to another quick hit review video. It is Sunday the 7th of June and there's three currency pairs that I just wanted to run through on today's quick hit review video. Of course it's Sunday, so when the market opens for me in a few hours we may see some gaps, so these trades may or may not be still valid. There's actually still quite a lot out there that I'm interested in, but some trades that are currently at market are ones that I would like to run through. So the first one is the pound CAD. This is it on the daily time frame. Now on the pound CAD, what we've been doing is we were within this channel and we did break to the downside. Okay, I am now predicting price to come down to this lower level of structure. On top of that, you can see we've had a retracement, a move lower, and now another retracement. This becomes more prominent as we drop down the time frames, and as we do that we get to see some interesting structure levels. So I'm just going to delete these off. So lovely move to the downside. Then we had just here a low and tight flag. Low and tight flags are a sign that the market is moving heavily and trending. Then we had a nice rally lower. At this point we had another low and tight flag, and then once again we broke to the downside. Now what have we done? Well, the middle of these flag patterns are grey areas to look for shorting opportunities. Why? Because the brilliant structure levels. Look at the resistance that we have up here. We've clearly broken below that level. We know based on the higher time frame there's room to go lower, so we can do a couple of things. We can quite simply look for a lower close candle. There was one here. The reward to risk was no good for me in that scenario, so I waited. And you can see that we've just this entire area just here, we've just kind of been hugging the middle of it. And what that has done is that's given us an area of internal structure. In fact, let me do this here. From here, let's say all the way across. That's better, because what that now shows is this level here. Don't worry about this. It closed above the line, but it's within the wicks, so this is not a confirmed break above, close above. Okay, so I know that we're looking bearish. I know that this type of opportunity where we pull back into a flag is a very high probability of us going lower. And we've got internal structure here that have been holding at around this 17,000 level, roughly around that level. So let's drop down the timeframes and look for our entry reason. And as we do that, we get to see something rather interesting. We get a lovely swing in the market, a directional move, a pullback, a move higher, a pullback, a move higher, and now we're coming lower. So many of you would have spotted that this looks like a double top. What I'm just going to do is put a structure level in at the close of the candles and at the high of the wicks, and look at what structure level that actually came in at. This is a rotation pattern, so we do need it to adhere to structure. And you can see we've got several key levels here that it's come in at. Didn't quite make it here, and here as well, key level. So we have a potential double top. Does it have the RSI confirmation? Yes, it's a pound pair, so I actually only need this to be overbought by 70. However, this will not be a confirmed double top until we physically close below this spike. Now this could throw the trade out for me. So what I can do is wait for it to break below this level and then pull back for what's called a 2618, where we simply sell the 61.8 fib aggressively. Or we wait for it to break to the downside, violating this level and this level, pull back, and then a move lower. Now instead of a 2618, we can treat this as a head and shoulders, and I'd be looking in the left shoulder anywhere here for my entry. So I'd be looking for rotation patterns here, I'd be looking for a lower low, lower close candle here, and I'd be looking for rotation patterns here as well. So depending what we get, if we get a rotation pattern just here, which does happen quite a lot, guys, within the wicks, a double top, then our risk on this trade will be around this much. The reward for target ones, a retest of the lows, but realistically, I'd be looking all the way down here. Okay, pretty damn good reward to risk, but I would certainly look at taking first positions off at this level. So very interested in the pound CAD. I'm going to move over to the pound Swissy, which is a trade I am in. I've held this over the weekend. Beauty of a trade, lovely head and shoulders. Over to the dailies. Structure level in at the highs just here, and let me redo that actually. Let's have it at the closes of the candles and at the highs just there. There we go. Okay, so what we have not done here is we have not closed above this structure level on the dailies, and you can see we're in at a psychological number 12200. Dropping down the time frames to the 240. Look at this beauty of a 3-bar reversal. Okay, guys, we've got a lovely momentum. We've got a great big wick. We've got a doji. We've got a lower low, lower close. We've got it at major structure. We've got it at a psychological number, and we are overbought, guys, at 84. Okay, I was licking my lips at this. Targets, very simple. Retest of this level as a minimum just here. I'm going to make this green, this line, and I'm going to be looking for closes of the candles. So we have a beautiful 3-bar reversal, but if I was to enter just based on this, then I would need to be an 80-hour above the highs, which is 60. It would put me there, and my targets are only going to be here. So even though the 3-bar reversal is a very good indication that we're going to come lower, the reward to risk is no good at all. So let's continue to drop down the time frames. Down on the 60, nothing here, but you can see the market is falling away. Down to the 15, down to the 5, and what you guys should be noticing is a lovely directional rally, a pullback, a move higher. Look at the structure level, we held it, pullback, move lower. Okay, so we have a beautiful head and shoulders. Look at that, absolutely stunning. Came into previous structure. I do just want to, how do I think I had to scroll back quite a bit. Okay, so I'm just going to remove these. Let's look left, see if see how far back I have to go. Hopefully not too far. I managed to get in the head and shoulders once it entered trend. The good thing about very directional moves is that when it runs out of steam, you usually see a very big pullback because it's lost all that momentum. It pulls back quite steeply. So, okay, few areas here now. You can see 3 lovely areas there. Here, a little bit higgledy-piggledy around here. Let's keep going. I'm doing this on the 5-minute, guys, so I do have to take a minute to go all the way back and look at various levels of structure. So just bear with me. So with that 3-bar reversal, head and shoulders, structure hold, psychological number, RSI confirmation, trend that we have entered in on after the head and shoulders has formed, which I'll run through in a moment, allowed me to get into 2 position sizes. I'm sure that there is more structure. Where was it? Here. Look at this, guys. Okay, look how many times we held this level and boom, we had a massive fall away from that zone. Okay, here as well. Okay, it is no doubt this is the reason why we are seeing a reversal at that zone. Again, we have held that structure level. Now what I'm going to do is, it's a bit difficult to see here, I actually got involved in the 5 range, and you can actually see this more clearly. So look at what we did just here. We broke below, we pulled back, and we moved lower. Now, as we moved lower, and this candle here was a confirmed break below, close below, I got involved with the trade. The stop's just above here. Okay, we pull back, we got a lower, lower, lower close. I entered again. Once again, stops up here. So we broke to the downside. What have we done then? Pull back, move lower, pull back. Actually, guys, from memory, this may have been my entry. I can't quite remember, but we held structure, another lower low, lower close. Okay, we're moving directionally because we've seen such a big momentum move. The market has hit a major level of structure, psychological number, RSI confirmation, 3-bar reversal on the dailies, head and shoulders here. That momentum has gone the other way. Okay, it has to fall back and give some back. So that's why we've entered trend on the lower time frame. Targets is the green candle. So I risked here something like 1/4%, so 22 pips for what's going to be around 100. So it's about a 4-to-1. And when I got involved again, it was something like a 3-to-1. And I only risked 1/4% each time on that trade. Let's move across to the last one, the dollar CAD, which looks quite a nice, lovely, low and tight flag. Those of you that were within the chat system, I did post this there at freeforex.education.co.uk. If you're not on the chat, please join us. We do post regularly on there. It doesn't cost you anything. You can go ahead and join for free. And the trade ideas are on there. And what I wanted to do was just show you that look how directional we are. Okay, I managed to catch a beautiful move, this break down here. I caught this candle and another one, but we're still going lower. Let's go down to the 240. With this type of directional movement is when we see those breakout patterns, and you can see, I'm just going to draw them out for you guys. Okay, there's one, here's two. Okay, managed to catch both of these. And could we be entering another one? Well, let's keep dropping down. When we see one breakout pattern, we usually see multiple. The reason for that is quite simply because the market is moving very directional. Move lower, duplicate that to move it higher. 4 touches, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you drop down to the 5-minute, reversal here. No, I may be thinking of another currency pair. But we have a potential low and tight flag there. I did post this in when we got the entry just up here. So that was the risk. Targets would be the 127 extension. So, and reward like that. Okay, there's lots more on the radar that I'm looking at, but these were 3 key ones I'm particularly interested in. And as I say, pound Swissy, the head and shoulders, monitor the trend for that because we have very, very strong signals there. We're going to go lower, and because it's a pound pair, excuse me, the pound Swissy has a big ATR, therefore even getting involved in a small move can be an awful lot of pips and give you a good reward to risk. Apart from that, we'll see how the market opens. Until then, I'll speak to you all Monday. Safe trading.